Good morning, Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you're here with us today. You are in the right place at the right time, and your soul is welcome here. We have Denise Anye, Laurie Wood, Marie Shiflett, and Soul Light Connection. And of course, you.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome. Your soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is
Our souls are welcome here. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning, Reverend Deborah. Okay. We
Do you need my permission to start?
We greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is sacred, and all that is holy, and in this warm and loving energy of our community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in churches, temples, mosques, and stone temples, because we know that there is no place that God does not grace. If this is your first time joining us online or in person, we especially welcome you, because we know no one is here by accident. We are all here by divine appointment. And we would really appreciate it if you would silence your cell phones and any electronic devices. And please, no flash photography during the service.
Let's take a moment now to settle into our seats and let the outside world drop away for this hour and 15 minutes so that we can fully come into the consciousness of growth, of growing up into who we really came here to be, knowing that we are called here. We are not here by accident. We are all called here for different reasons, but they all end up on the same, we all end up in the same place, even though our path is different. And we know that we are guided by the divine light of the holy presence, because we have listened. We have listened and we have come. And we are very grateful for the opportunity to be together today. And we say thank you, God. Amen. SLC has a very important mission, and we always say this together each week. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world, as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that mission through the practice of our 5 unity principles, and we say these together every week also to help us embody them and carry them out in our lives and out into the world. And let's say these together. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
And this week for our Wow Wednesday, we have Patrick Furlong, and his talk is going to be Awakening the Sage Within. Saging, or conscious aging, is a model for living one's elder years more consciously, more joyfully, and with greater peace and compassion. So it should be wonderful. It's a 3-week course beginning this Wednesday, and the meal is at 6 for a community meal. Please come for that. And then this service is from 7 to 8:30, so I hope to see you then.
And you know, I was talking with Patrick, and he was saying that we're going to be sitting in a circle, so I believe that there's going to be a lot of conversation. It's not just going to be a lecture, so I'm really looking forward to it. Bingo! We have a bingo coming up this Friday, Aloha Bingo, and Randy Sizemore is going to be the caller this time. Yeah. And so those of you who are already bingoists, you know the drill. You can either sign up at the hub or you can go online to sign up. And if you're new to it, you can go to the hub, and Patty can tell you how to sign up for it. Go on the website, but please sign up early. It's like you can sign up before Friday. It's really okay. And so next we've got the gala coming up in September. We did move the date to the September 27th in case you hadn't heard that yet. And I believe that RJ has something to tell us about this all.
I've heard it said, gala sponsors come into our lives for a reason, and we're so very glad you did, and we bless you. You are a light unto our soul, and I don't know if all I know is true, but SLC's a better place because of sponsors like you. For the chaplains who are praying for someone along the way, and the singers when they sing their songs, they take us to that place. Who can say if we've been changed for the better? But because of sponsors, because you sponsor, we have been changed for good.
So, that's right. It's Faith in Action.
Faith in Action. Faith in Action, right now we have host and facilitator signups. Faith in Action is a book study that we do every year. It's for 7 weeks. And what we do is people sign up to host a group in their home, a small group, 6 to 8 people, or you can do it by Zoom if that's your preference. And the beauty of it is we all read the book and then we talk about it in a group. And I'm telling you, whether you've been here for a while or you're new, when I was new and I joined a group, it was just fantastic. Everybody was wonderful and welcoming. They had all been around for a while, so they just welcomed me, and it was a fabulous experience. But if you've been around a while, it's wonderful as well. With new friends or old friends, it doesn't matter. It's a great way to have a sense of community and some spiritual talk. And our lessons on Sunday go along with the book as well. So it's all encompassing. So please go online and sign up to be a home host. And if you don't want to be a facilitator, you can get someone to do that for you. Or if you are technologically challenged, you can go across the way and see Nancy, and she'll help you sign up. So I hope to see you sign up, and let's make Faith in Action just wonderful this year as it always is. So,
yeah, I mean, Faith in Action is just a spectacular time of year, isn't it? Don't you just love it? Yeah. So are you passionate about fostering a more just society and improving race relations in America? Are you ready to embark on a profound voyage that delves deeply into the hidden, dark history of slavery in the North and explores the nuances of modern racial dynamics? If so, we invite you to a transformative one-day event facilitated by the dynamic husband and wife team of Dane and Constance Perry. Now, Dane is a direct descendant of one of America's largest slave trading families in the North, and Constance is a direct descendant of her enslaved family members in the North as well. And what this will encompass is we'll come together and watch a movie called Traces of the Trade, and I believe it's about a 2-hour movie. And then after that, there will be a facilitated discussion, and this is what Dane and Constance do, is they are facilitators of this conversation, and we create a very safe place to have a very difficult kind of conversation. And so this will be happening we're going to be over at the Unitarian Universal Society for this, and it will be from 9:30 to 4. And we need you to sign up for it. We need to know how many people are coming. You can sign up. There's a table right by the doors into the office, or you can also go to Patty to sign up. Either way, but we would love to know how many of you are coming. We expect this to be a really powerful and informative day, so we invite you all to come. And now, on the second, on the second Sunday of the month, we have the board update, and Reverend Janae Marth, our vice president, has got it for us.
Thank you. Good morning. It's good to be here with you today. I bring an enthusiastic hello from your SLC Board of Directors, and I'm happy to report that we have a strong board working on your behalf. We're beginning to get to know each other more, and I think we all feel good about our team. We're ready to take this next step in SLC's evolution as we prepare to honor and release James into his retirement from SLC, and we begin the process to welcome in a new minister. We had an extremely helpful and informative board training on Friday, led by Carolyn Cochran, and we're all getting more grounded. I know us new folks especially. We're getting more grounded into our roles and responsibilities as we look forward to more of this training as we get more grounded to serve you. We've begun the process of gathering the extensive amount of information required to submit to Worldwide Ministries to begin our minister search. We'll have more information about that as we move forward, and we hope to have an update for you at our update next month. Our Welcome Committee is looking for a few friendly, outgoing community members that love SLC and want to share that at our welcome table that's located out in the courtyard. You'd be standing at the welcome table after service and welcoming new members and answering any questions that they may have. And if you're looking for a way to serve at SLC, this is really a feel-good way to serve and to meet new people. So if this speaks to you, there is a sign-up sheet out on the welcome table in the courtyard, and you can just put your contact information. Claudia Norton is our welcome table extraordinaire, and she will reach out to you to get you signed up to do that. I'd like to close today by talking about our financials. As many of you are aware, Spiritual Life Center has been operating in the red for several months. We have already made significant cuts, And you have our commitment as your board that this is our top priority. We've gotten your letters, we've gotten your emails, and we want you to know that we hear you. This is not something that we take lightly. This is our spiritual home, and it means so much to so many of us. We here at SLC, we believe in prosperity consciousness, and we also believe in moving our feet. Our board meeting this month is dedicated to taking a deeper dive into our financials, and we will keep you apprised of this as well during our monthly updates. I really want to thank each and every one of you who continue to contribute to this amazing ministry in all the ways that you do that. And I'm also going to ask you to prayerfully consider if you can make an extra contribution to SLC at this time. We will gratefully receive that, and we are committed to continuing the mighty work that we do, not only in our spiritual community, in this ministry, but in the world. Together, I know we can do anything. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of this sweet community. And from your board of directors, we love each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reverend Janae.
And remember, there's many activities that foster transformation in our lives. You can check out our weekly small groups and other offerings that SLC has for you. You can go to our website if you're at home, or if you're in person, you can go to our bulletin board to see everything that's happening, and there's a lot going on right now. And then you can come out to the hub or to the Traces of the Trade table and sign up for any event. Thank you.
Well, we come to Spiritual Life Center for connection, for community, and there's so many different ways that we do that. We do that through our groups, we do it through our singing, we do it through coming to service, and we have that opportunity right now to make that connection as we all stand and greet each other in the way that we are most comfortable.
Everybody, you ready to sing some blues? This is an old Mississippi blues tune. You might have heard the Rolling Stones do it right around 1969. They borrowed it. And it's a great song to follow up Rev Janae's update and our theme of growing up. 1, 2, 3.
You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. And when your soul gets ready, you got to move. 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 You got to move, child. You got to move. You got to move.
hear some guitar.
The blues. You may tell yourself you got something to lose, but when your soul gets ready, you got to move. 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 You got to move, child. You got to move. And when your soul gets ready, you gotta move. You gotta move. Yeah, you gotta move. You got to 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 move, child. You got to move. You got to move. And when your soul ready, you gotta move. You gotta move. Oh, you gotta move. And when your soul gets ready, you got to move. You gotta move. Yeah, you got to
All right, how many remember that song? A couple. Okay, good. Oh. And now, as Monty Python said, now for something completely different. Let us speak aloud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. Now we're going to sing this beautiful chant in preparation for meditation. If love is why I'm here.
Love is why I'm here. Let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive.
Let me give and then receive. Feel the energetic flow of the words from this beautiful chant as you breathe them in and breathe them out. Let me give and then receive. Breathing in, breathing out. Regarding love, Rumi said this: your task is not to seek for love, but merely to find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Let's take this thought into meditation. Let's find those heart walls, those barriers. Get in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Breathing in, I am aware of my in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of my out-breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Sometimes choosing love takes effort because fear has built walls that keep love dormant. But as we take them down, we are free to be love again. And with pure love, the soul will grow, blossom into new spiritual heights. Breathing in, aware of the in-breath. Breathing out, aware of the out-breath. Notice how your breath is filling and supporting you, lovingly serving you. If you are willing, allow one or more of those barriers to gently emerge. Be willing to sit with it, and it may cause some discomfort for a moment. Notice the ways that you're trying to push it away. Feel the resistance you are throwing at it. That should be long enough. You can stop that. Breathing in, I am aware of the in-breath. Breathing out, I am aware of the out-breath. Now let's look at the same thing differently, from a new perspective. Look at it with love and gratitude. See this barrier more as a portal to all you seek. Realize that right now you may or may not be ready to see the gift within it. But know, trust, believe that it is coming to you. See it holding a lesson within its center, and know its only purpose for being in front of you is for your highest self to be realized. The gift will be revealed. It will provide for you the way into a more expanded and whole you. Bless you. Sit still. Allow this gift to present itself in the silence. Gently return to the present moment. Feel yourself re-entering your body. Open your eyes when you are ready. Take in a deep breath and release. As you feel your lungs expand, remember your soul has come to expand as well, to grow beyond any imagined limitations, to break beyond any barriers and uncover its radiance. Break on through and always, always lead from the heart. Rumi put it best when he said this: your heart knows the way. Run in that direction. May it be so.
I met a prophet, dark as the night. She could see into my soul. Said she'd been watching and had some advice. She said shadows make you whole. A life without pain is a wolf in sheep's clothes. 'Cause if you listen to the lessons that it holds, you'll find the gold. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. I can remember when I was a child, how the grown folks seemed so crazy. Why are they so angry? Why are they so loud? And when I grow up, that's never ever gonna be me. That was the moment that I decide that I would build a wall just shy of 6 feet tall, too strong to fall. Child, it's time to break the shell. Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. Courage is not being hard. It's time to peel back all of the layers you put between who you're meant to be and who you are. So go be who you are. So much disappointment to finally understand that there's no such thing as perfect. We're all simply doing the best that we can. And we have a choice to live or truly be alive. This is your
Child, it's
life.
time to break the shell.
Oh.
Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. You cannot fly until you break the shell. Child, it's time to break the shell.
Hey.
Life's gonna hurt, but it's meant to be felt. You cannot touch the sky from inside yourself. The bird cannot fly until it breaks the shell.
Do what these words with you will. to be for real, you'll be stuck on the ground until you finally break the shell.
Goodness, Arie.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. You cannot reach the sky from inside yourself. So we are in our second week of wake up, grow up, clean up, show up. And today is grow up. And I had been joking for a couple of weeks when you were talking about the order to do these in, and when Reverend James was going to speak, when I was going to speak, and I kept saying, he's going to give me grow up. And of course, he hadn't. He had meant to be here today, but laryngitis decided to come home with him from Florida. So he is back from the memorial service from his brother, but he's recovering his energy now. So anyway, I just kept joking about the grow up, so I got it anyway. So there's a message there. I manifested it. And I love this topic, actually, so it's actually very perfect. So I am the youngest of 3 children, and I wasn't like the other two. Now this is going to surprise you, but I was much less obedient, and I was much less willing to play the game. As I got older, like in junior high, my brother was constantly irritated me. He was 3 years older than me. And he kept saying to me, act your age. He didn't say it that nicely. And I am so incredibly grateful that I never, ever figured out what that meant. Act your age. That just sounds like instructions on how to live a really stunted life to me. So anyway, last week we talked about waking up and how we can open up our consciousness to higher and better ways of being in the world. And the next stage is grow up. Now remember, he's talking about, Dustin DePerna talks about this 4-fold frame. And so the second part of the frame is grow up. And these are stages, and so you kind of go back and forth between them. We're not going to just be one and then go to the other. It's going to go back and forth. And what he says is, no matter how awake you are, your individual development and psychological health make a difference. Everything you are and everything you do either enhances or dampens the potential of reality to express through you as you for the benefit of the whole. So now we're talking about what do we do once we begin the waking up process. This is the opportunity to grow out of the consciousness of exclusivity into embracing the whole of creation. Exclusivity means in this case that when you identify with your thoughts, or you identify with your personal ideas, you identify with time and space, they actually let them identify you, or identification with individual consciousness. Now, there's a lot of ways to talk about the evolution of consciousness. Many systems have been developed to discuss or explain states of consciousness. A lot of them use a scale, like there's the scale that has colors, or the ones that name the stages, and I think there's one that numbers them. But they're all just called structures of consciousness, where you are. But today we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to do any of that. But as we move through these different structures, what we really do is we take a different perspective on things. And the more perspectives we take, the more complexity that we hold, which leads us away from exclusivity and towards unity or oneness. DePerna uses 2 terms. He uses reality with a capital R to describe what we might call spirit or God, or for the purpose of this talk, light. He uses relative reality to discuss our everyday self-expression. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later too. We are capable of receiving and expressing the full spectrum of light or reality. Yet, when our ability to receive is lessened, our sense of oneness is diminished. And then that's when we start falling back into exclusivity. For example, The full spectrum of light is transmitted through a sheet of pure glass. But if there are impurities in the glass, the quantity and quality of the light is altered. We have the potential to transmit all the light passing through us because light does pass through us. It doesn't just come to the front of your body and stop. The light is passing all the way through us. So we have the potential to transmit all that light, but our ideas about life, our perspective, act as imperfections and obscure our natural transparency. As we grow in consciousness, our ideas start to evaporate and more light flows through us. It is all about perspective. How do you see something? What's your take on it? And how does it affect your way of being? The more you can expand your perspective, the more you can grow. And I'm sure that you can think of an instance where you were just so sure of something, and then a new piece of information came along, and you went, I never thought of it that way. And your idea shifted, and it shifted to a higher level. Unfortunately, there are those who reject that new information, and that's one of the things that keeps them stuck in their exclusiveness, that exclusive world of me and my ideas. We make decisions all the time based on what we think we know. Like when a person starts on a spiritual path, they might put a lot of requirements on themselves. I had a man come to me once when I was in Phoenix, and keep in mind at the time I was about 26. I was brand new to Unity, just starting in, and I was just a congregant. And this guy's walking up, he's considerably older than me, and he walks up to me for advice. Like, there's a minister over there. But he came to me, and it was really interesting. And he said he loved Unity, he loved the teaching, he loved being on the spiritual path, he wanted to be more spiritual, and he just knew that he was going to have to stop having those 2 glasses of wine every night. And he was really serious about it. He says, I'm going to have to do it. But you could tell that he just loved, that was his time, right? And so I told him, and I don't know where it came from at that point, is that I said, first of all, in Unity, we don't tell you what to do. We do not should on people. Second of all, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. And third, it's very possible that at some point, that habit will just naturally fall away from you. And it may not, not out of any spiritual obligation, but simply because you lose interest in it. And these things do very often fall away. If some of you have made it through that, it's like there was just some habit that you had, and it wasn't necessarily that awful, but it kind of got in your way, but you kind of couldn't get rid of it yet, and then you realize, I've just been doing my meditation, my work, whatever, and that's not even interesting to me anymore. Or you also find out a lot of times when you get into this that your friends change. Some of your friends fall away. This is an important thing to understand because we cannot force our growth. We can foster it, we can nurture it. We can put ourselves in front of opportunities to expand our spiritual growth. But it is a process of hills and valleys and plateaus. You might find yourself in a rapid growth period. There's classes or interactions or whatever it is you do for your spiritual growth, and then you find yourself in this lull. Now that lull is important because that means you have climbed up and it's time to rest and integrate. And I have to say that some of the plateaus I have experienced have been the most boring and frustrating times of my life. But in the end, they served me well, because later I could see that plateau that seemed limited and boring, and I felt like I was stuck. It was because the time prior to that was so chock full of challenges and drama. But over time, I've learned to appreciate these periods as opportunities to rest and absorb and perhaps clean out my mental, emotional closet. It's a time for me to change my perspective. Now let's talk about perspective a little bit more. This story shows how I walked through several levels of shifting perspectives over a couple of weeks. A dear friend and I were having a conversation, and he revealed something about his marriage that surprised me. And of course, it showed that his marriage wasn't what other people thought it would be, but then whose marriage is, right? Nothing is as it seems. But there was this story broke my heart for him. At least that's what I thought at the time. And then I considered how much of that was projection of how I would have felt under the same circumstances. And then I realized, and what I realized with that, in this case, this person had adapted. They'd made a good life. They were happy. And for them, this was a very old story, but it was news to me. And so then I noticed that now that I knew something different about this person, I was seeing him differently. And though I barely knew the spouse, I saw them differently, and I have to admit, I went into judgment. Supposedly all for my friend. So I went into really deep consideration about this, because how could that have shifted so dramatically? And here's what came to me. A person is always the whole person. You only see certain aspects of them. And when a new aspect is added, your perception of that person is affected. And sometimes it's for positive, and sometimes it's negative. Sometimes respect is increased, and sometimes so is compassion. Other times it goes the other way. But the person has not changed. They're still the whole person. They always were. So why does their perception change? Well, it's because the human vision is so limited. The material life, really, this is a narrow spectrum. So each little bit of information looms large on the horizon. And it's important to understand that whatever you learn about a person is neither addition or loss. You're just simply seeing more of them. And that's a great example of what we mean when we say everything is already here. Consciousness is fully present. It's simply a matter of unfolding and uncovering. And I'm really happy to say that while it took me about a week to process all this, I came back around to just seeing my friend for who he is now and knowing that he is fine. And really, honestly, none of that was any of my business in the first place. But that exercise changed my perception, and it got me to look at, what I do with information. And I grew in compassion and understanding. Because we always think about all of the stuff that no one knows about you. Yet you carry your history with you and within you, and when someone sees a new part of you, they might have a reaction. So we show ourselves to ourselves. There's this story, and I don't know if it's apocryphal or not, but it's a story about a woman who moves into a new neighborhood. And she has a daughter, and the neighbor has a daughter about the same age. And so the girls are playing together. And one day, the two mothers are talking, and the woman mentioned that she was in a recovery program and had been for several years. And the neighbor immediately said, "Our daughters can no longer play together. I can't have anything to do with you." And so the woman asked why. And she says, "Well, you aren't the person I thought you were." And the woman looked at the neighbor and she said, "I'm the same person I was 5 minutes ago. The only thing that changed is you." What would have happened if that neighbor had looked at things from a different perspective and said, "Wow, that is so amazing that you pulled yourself up and found a better part of yourself"? It would have been a whole different scenario. There would have been growth there for both of them. So often we learn something new about a person and we react and we go, "Whoa, I never would have thought that about them." And then we go into judgment. Or on our best days, we are supportive of them. But what's really happening is that when we encounter a new energy, we don't know what to do with it. So rather than taking time to process and respond, we react. If it's a sad story, you might feel you want to fix what you see as a situation, but it might be something that happened 20 years ago or 30 years ago, which is the case with my friend, long time ago. And the person had already managed it. Or it might be someone telling you this now because they are managing it, but they're not asking you to fix it, and they're not asking you to see them differently. Realize that they are no different than they were 10 minutes ago, and that there are times when helping actually interferes with another person's process. Trying to fix something the person already dealt with would be in this category of interfering. Remember when I said that Deperna talks about our relative realities? Okay, so some of my relative realities are minister, wife, friend, mentor, cat owner, writer, artist, shopper, baker, smart aleck, spiritual intuitive, a driver, a passenger, obsessive word looker upper. And of course we can go on because at any moment you are in a relative reality. Who you are being is relative to the context in which you are working. And still, you are wholly you. I am wholly me. And as your perspective changes and you refine your ideas, you don't need to hide or parade your aspects. You will simply be in that moment. And that's all that matters. Be open to new ways of seeing the world. Let your perspective change. Go look out the bedroom window instead of the kitchen window. Change it up. Let in the light. When a person opens a facet of themselves to you, see them for the gem that they are. Each facet adds to the form, function, and especially the beauty of a person. And here I made a list. Have compassion. Do not be sad for them. Rejoice at their successes. Have understanding. Do not judge them for their past actions. Have knowing. They were a whole person before, they are still that whole person. Have insight. Don't write them off for past actions. Who they are in this moment is what matters. And of course, even that's going to pass as well. Offer love. Accept them for them. Show empathy. Do not fix them or their past. That is not why they told you. And if they needed support, asked for support, sure, but don't fix. And finally, there is nothing to fix, ever. Apply all of these to yourself. Your spiritual growth and expansion is dependent on how kindly you treat yourself. Have compassion, understanding, knowing, insight, love, empathy for yourself as well. Stop trying to fix yourself. There's only love, acceptance, or acknowledgement, and then the action of moving forward. That's all there is. It doesn't mean that the relative realities are to be ignored or glossed over. Just put them in proper perspective, integrate them, and then use them as needed. Think of it as drawing an emotional or spiritual map. When the dots are connected, you can easily see where you have been, where you are, and where you are going. And as I said earlier, your individual development and psychological health make a difference. Everything you do either enhances or dampens the light, the potential of reality or light to express itself through you as you. We all have the potential to allow the one light to express fully and completely through us, just as light streams through that pure glass. The more we refine ourselves, raise our consciousness, the closer we get to that state. We have a choice. We can stand and look out one window, or we can gain perspective by moving from window to window. Each different view enhances our perception of ourselves, of others, the world, the universe. And finally, when our perception is refined enough, we find we no longer need to move from window to window because we are no longer exclusive to ourselves. We have made a sacred discovery. Our light shines right through us, so bright and clear. We have grown up because we have become the window. Reverend James will have his voice back. He will be here next week. Divine order will prevail. And he is going to talk to us about the third aspect of this, which is called clean up. I'll be doing meditation, and William Menenfield will be here with Lurie and Soul Light Connection. So it'll be a good week. We hope to see you all here. And if you are wanting some prayer, whether it is to celebrate something or if you're having a challenge, you would like someone to sit with you, find one of our chaplains. They wear the white stoles and they're in the courtyard, and they would love to sit and spend a few minutes with you. So go and find them. And then, of course, we will love to welcome our newcomers. And if you are watching us if you're online watching us for the first time, I'm sorry. Going from a talk to this is just always. If you're watching us for the time, if you are interested in getting in touch with us, you can go to our website and click on the connect button. Excuse me, and you can fill out the welcome card, and then we will get back to you. If you are here in the sanctuary and would like us to know that you're new, raise your hand and we will give you a card, and you can take it to the welcome table, and they have a gift for you and a very warm welcome. So we do have anybody who's here for the first time today. Welcome, thank you. Welcome. We'll be giving you a purple ribbon, and you can wear it, and then so we recognize you and we can give you that warm welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Oh, we have at least 3. Yes. Yeah. And so now we have the opportunity to support Spiritual Life Center. If you're watching us online, you can text SLC Love at 44321, or you can go to our website and click on the donate button. And of course, you can always mail in a donation if you choose to do so. And if you are watching us online, help us spread this message. Click on like, comment, share, or subscribe, or whatever your app asks you to do, because what we have here is a very important message, and we would love to see it spread as far and wide as absolutely possible. Excuse me. And as you know, the support that we receive here keeps this message going, keeps this community going, and we are always so very grateful for all of the donations that we get and all of the support that we get. And if you are here today, and even if you are giving electronically, you can hold up your offering to symbolically, as we say, our prayer, our blessing together. Wow, our offering blessing together. We can do this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
So if you've been coming for the last few weeks, you will have heard that Denise's sister Anne made her transition a few weeks ago. And a few weeks prior to that, she had sent me a collection of her spoken word pieces, which we were planning to present at some point. So today, if Denise can gather her soul, give her lots of good juju, we're going to do one of her sister's spoken word pieces. We added a chorus to it and some chords and stuff. We embellished it a little bit, so we're going to do that for you today. 1,
2, 3. If we keep on living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. Keep on living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. If we keep on living, we'll discover that the word never does not exist. Angels live among us. Dis-ease is more than just an illness, and everything is cause and effect. If we keep on living, we'll discover that everyone lies. Every encounter is a lesson or a blessing. Evil is an altered expression of good. Nothing is more satisfying than achieving personal goals. We keep growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. If we keep on living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. If we keep on living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. On living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. If we keep on living, we'll discover we are growing up to ourselves. If we just keep on living, we will discover that the greatest power in life is love. Love, love, love.
Ann Roberts. Goodness,
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate and give thanks for all of the offerings and all the support that Spiritual Life Center receives, because this keeps us going. It keeps the message going round and round the world and among ourselves. And we know that as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we give. It is that circle of love and light and compassion that keeps us all going in so many different ways. And so we say, thank you, God. And we bless all of the people who have asked for prayers and put prayers in the prayer box, because we know that before the question is even asked, the answer is here. It is here right now, right here, right now. And as we send these prayers to Silent Unity for another 30 days, that just helps solidify the confidence, the faith, the knowing that the right thing is here at the right time, because we know that divine order prevails in all ways, at all times, in all situations. And so it is. Amen. Let's say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song.
in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now.
Let this be the moment.
With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let it begin with me.
Stay tuned for the Postlude. Have a beautiful week. May the joys of the world go with you.